All right, this is another painting from life. It's kind of a transition from the black and white water-soluble graphite drawings that I was doing, which are kind of easier to do secretively in a bar. um, but I really wanted to move into watercolors and get something going here. It's really difficult. So this one is actually larger than many. Let's see. Here's one of the action drawings. So similar, but in color. And not sure what I was going to come out with. I wanted to get a painting of Derick Leduke while he was here. It's not a very good likeness of him, but that's fine. I turned it into or I'm in the process of turning into a painting. I'm not going to have to be as drastic with it as I'm being with this one to turn it into a painting. We'll talk about this a little. Here is a napkin that I put on the paper in advance, and I put it on vertically. Most of the time I tend to have them up in this corner. I could have it over here too, but it does influence the choices I make, I think. So here is Derick, and I wanted to get his hair the way it is now. He's a young man, and people change a lot when they're young. His neck and chin from below. He's on the stage. And then I've got his arm here. I'm not sure what I was doing with this. He does bring his guitar up. He moves his guitar around a lot. He really has a lot of body English going on with his guitar, which is pretty fascinating. He's an amazing player, watching his hands, but also the relationship with the whole guitar is really nice. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I've got an arm in here that I kind of squished back, but it actually should be here, so I think I'm going to darken that a little. And it goes here, and it's on the guitar. And then this is kind of his stance, but I think it gives the appearance of being too long in the torso. Maybe with this arm getting a little longer here, it'll bring the stance back to what it was. Then I'm going to switch to another brush for a pointer. A shorter one, maybe. This one is a little wet. I was using it today. So then I decided, well, I'll put in some people that are dancing. So I got him in there. And this man dances a lot down at the Lighthouse. And he's very tall and elegant and slowly moving. But his whole body expresses with the music. So I got him in there. And I thought, well, I'll add these guys. These guys, I see them around. So these are people that I see at the Lighthouse. We see him in different music things, usually daytime, I think, but we see him in the evening too. And then this couple here, I see a lot. And he also is a lovely person who closes his eyes and does his own dance, lets the sound of the music make his body move. And here's the gentle girlfriend here. And she's been recovering from something. This is the first time I've seen her walking without a cane. And so she's in there. Now, before I added to it, Michelle took a look and said, "Oh, that's exactly how he dances. You just caught that." I said, "Yeah, I had hoped so." He was going this way with his hand down. This actually was the bar top. When I got it home, after looking at it for a couple of days, deciding what all I needed to get into it, I still need some more to get it balanced. I saw him coming this way toward me and not away from me. And I went, that is really more characteristic. I didn't catch it completely. And I had this arm here doing double duty of his arm, but his arm is actually there. And his arm, so I'm going to do a little something there. I'm going to go back in here and get it so that this man is coming toward us. One reason is it was difficult balancing all of this because there's a lot of weight over on this side. So I put bricks and detail on the corduroy over on this side to give it more, to balance out just the weight of what's going on the other side, and all the people are there. And then it started looking like, let me take it back. So I left Derick bigger than the people dancing. So I did him first, then I put him down here, and then they came in and I kept going. And I had a mixed drink, by the way, over by my water, and I don't drink a whole lot of it before I start painting, and I don't like to drink a lot when I paint. I just get to a certain point where I've got enough painting under my belt, and then I can drink and kind of do a little bit of fiddling around and stuff. But as far as getting things laid out and all, I don't drink all that much. I'm not sure what brought that up, but I mean, something on getting the time done or something. Anyway, so I then decided when I put them in, that's fine. They're a lot smaller. It doesn't matter because this is supposed to be a picture of Derick with his guitar. There will be others to come until I nail it. He's out of town now, and this was the night before he left to go back to Nashville and all of the places that he goes playing. He's up in Maine a couple days ago. Anyway, so he's bigger because he's on the stage. The stage is up here, but I put these guys up and elevated them and made them smaller. So this is kind of like Egyptian painting here, where he's playing the music and they're dancing to the music. So he's a more important figure, okay? And they're less in importance because of size. And, when I got it home and first looked at it, or before I did, and backed away from it, I said, "Oh, this is nice. It looks like he's playing music, and the people are dancing to the music that then they're falling out of the guitar. Like the dance is falling out of the guitar into the people, or the music is falling into the people, or the people are falling out of the guitar, but it's all falling out of the guitar." I thought, yeah, I like that. Then when I got it home and looked at it and worked quite a bit on some detail. I think I might put a little bit more red dots in here for detail to bring that out. But less important is this figure here. All of a sudden, when I was looking at it, I saw what Michelle saw, and I saw him coming toward me when I had painted him going away from me. That is a better solution. You can read it both ways. I can also leave it that way so that whoever winds up with this can be confused by it for their eternity. Or it would be best for me to try to get him coming this way, because this is sort of more of the S-curve of his body, because besides looking like they're falling out of the guitar as music, alive, living music, a living, breathing, moving music, it also looks like something happened and they're all rushing out the door, because the door's here. And it's, well, maybe if I just closed the door, it wouldn't look that way. But anyway, the door's open for people to come in. And this is the counter here. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I can lift this out, because this seems to lift, because this is a short-sleeved shirt. But when I darkened up the edge of the bar to go with the chairs down here, and adding some stuff to make them pop out, leaving them looser and the background tighter. Yeah. So I want to change this. Now what I can see here is there is a really nice S-curve. I've got to get the front of his head right, but I see I was working on it a little there. There's this nice S-curve here. And I might just decide on some color that's going to go down that S-curve for me. But what I need to do here, I did it a little over here, is change this to make it look like he's coming this direction. That's step number 1. Let's see, now step number 2, I need something in here, and I don't know why, and I decided what I needed was yellow ochre. Okay, I'll show you this. Here's my distilled water. It's distilled water because these are mineral colors, and the water doesn't have any minerals in it, so we're working, with the pure colors. Here's my yellow ochre. These are my earth colors down here. And you can see here's the pigment, there's the paint. That's the paint down there. The paint is, okay, rinse, wipe, go into the nice clean water, pick it up. And you're going to dot the water there. And then I go at the bottom of, let's see if I can get the light on this nicely. I don't know. At the bottom of the tube paint that I've put out, it's dry. You leave it dry there. And instead of filling up a pan like the things that you have at school, this is a studio palette. You put your pigment up here, and when you're ready to use it, you make your paint down in here. And I showed that earlier on this one. These are in the larger ones because I can make a whole bunch of blue for sky. If I make the blue for sky in here, it gets too intense, but I can control how likes to have more place for it. But these are the colors, the pigments are just sitting right here. See here? It's dried up there. It's supposed to be there. Okay, so I decided that I should put some yellow ochre in there. How dark is my ochre right now? Well, it's just about right. And this paper is a little easier for me to control. This is, Canson Aquarelle. Okay, now this lady is blonde, but I'm going to put this on the wall to indicate that the sun is out there shining on that wall. There's my S-curve. You see again strokes, but there's enough water there that they disappear. So, you know, watercolors is about working with water and color. Playing with my cerulean over here. I'm being bold and brave because I have to be. This is how I'm holding my brush right now, by the way. This is a sable. It's very soft. It's a Chinese brush here. I think I want to I don't know what I'm doing. Terracotta. Reinforcing what I have, but I know it's very wet there. All right, that's enough bravery out of me for right now. And you thought this was all fun and games. Hmm? Sometimes it is. Oh, that looks nice. Working on it. So what I'm doing is, I don't have a lot of yellow in here. That's central. That's the guitar, and it is a nice yellow. Most of this is, oddly enough, brown. When I came in, he was wearing brown. Oh, let's get a little bit of that nice blue over here. Now, should I try to take that out? No, because it's kind of in a nice place. But yes, his arm here is longer too. So give him 2 elbows. There's nothing wrong with that. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. Those strokes have made subliminal marks. My brush feels a little loose somewhere. Just right here. Okay, I'm gonna put a nice little bit of some kind of glue in there. All right, I'm gonna try a little bit of red while I'm at it because I said I wanted to try that. Kind of bring up the detail on this fabric. Is my head in the way? Now, another great thing about a mid-sized watercolor brush, a good one, is they come to a point. And you can also do washes. You can see that this is a size 7, I think. This is a size 7 Winsor Newton, so this is so closer to a size 10. Yeah. Anyway, this baby's a 12. They hold a lot of water and in a big belly, and then you can put pigment in a tiny point, and a fairly dark pigment too, and that water's just going to keep dripping through it, just like an old plastic brush with a bladder on it. But you don't have to squeeze it. You just have to know how much comes out at a time. You know your brush, and it's good. So anyway, you don't have to be switching brushes all the time. You can take one out and do pretty much the whole thing. Okay, and let that dry. And stop. I'll probably add a little bit more to this to finish it up. Please subscribe, make a comment, ask a question. look at some of my other videos. Tell me what kind of things you might like to see. I'm all over the place, but I really kind of enjoy sharing what I know about watercolors. I'm very 20th century. I'd sure like people to learn it while I'm here. All right. We're going to go for yellow coming out next. We're going for a rainbow effect. Whoops. Got to stop this one and get this one ready to put on to the other.